There are moments in royal history where the public narrative and the private reality don't just differ, they completely collide. And according to new reporting, we may be looking at one of those moments right now, because what is emerging from insiders, people who were not just close to the story but physically present in the room, is something far more serious than misunderstanding. They are using what word threatened, not implied, not exaggerated, not interpreted, directly stated. And the person at the center of this claim is Meghan Markle. The individuals speaking out are not just random commentators or tabloid voices. These are former palace staffs, people who worked inside the royal household between 2018 and 2020. During the exact period when everything began to fall apart, some of them have given sworn statements in other proceedings. Others have spoken independently to multiple journalists. And what is striking is how consistent their accounts are. They describe a pattern of behavior, not social awkwardness, not adjustment struggles, but something far more calculated. And according to these sources, the behavior was aimed directly at two senior members of the royal family, Prince William and Princess of Wales, Kate. Let's be very precise here, because this is where the story shifts from speculations to something far more serious. Sources claim that Meghan Markle communicated consequently to Catherine. In simple terms, insiders describe situation where Princess Kate was made to understand that if she did not support certain narratives or decisions, private information could be public. And here is where the key detail begins. The threat wasn't always spoken outrage, but it was clearly understood. The same media channels, the same interviews platforms, the same public storytelling tools that later shaped the source's narrative were, according to their accounts, implied as potential weapons. That changes everything, because this is no longer about personality clashes, it's about power, influence, and control of narrative. Now, this is where Prince William becomes central to the story. For years, this reaction to Meghan has been framed as cold, dismissive, and even hostile. But this new reporting flips the interpretation entirely. According to multiple insiders, William was the first to raise concern. He didn't object based on background or status, as some narratives suggested. He raised concern based on personal behavior he personally observed. He reportedly told Prince Harry to slow down the relationship, to take time to look carefully at what was happening, but Harry didn't take the advice. In fact, insiders say he did the opposite. The relationship accelerated, the engagement followed quickly, then the 2018 wedding, and behind the scenes, tensions were already escalating. Throughout all this, Princess of Wales, Kate, did something that now looks increasingly significant. She said nothing, no interviews, no corrections, even when public narratives painted her as cold, distant, or even responsible for Meghan's distress. For years, many interpreted the silence as weakness or even quiet guilt. But now, insiders suggest something very different. They describe it as deliberate restraint, a strategic decision to hold back, not because there was nothing to say, but because there was too much evidence to release too early. According to multiple reports, documentation has been building quietly. But for something far more powerful, the latest wave of reporting is tied to author Tom Bauer, a biographer known for deep source investigation. Unlike typical Royals coverage, his work relies on cross-referenced accounts from multiple insiders. And importantly, despite strong public criticism, Prince Harry has never taken legal action against him. That detail matters, because under UK defamation law, suing would trigger full evidence disclosure, meaning documents, witnesses and private records could all be examined in court. And according to Palace Insider, that is a risk Harry has not been willing to take. Harry's reaction to the latest claim has been described as unusual intense. He attacked the credibility of the author. This story isn't just about personal conflict. It is about a narrative that has generated enormous global value. The version of events presented publicly by Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, especially during the Oprah Winfrey interview, positioned them as victims of the unresponsive institution. That narrative became the foundation for media deals, streaming content, publishing success, public speaking platforms. But if the new reporting holds weight, then the entire framework shifts. Because instead of a story about being pushed out, it becomes a story about why they left. Right now, we are in a critical phase. The evidence, if it is in full, is still largely private. The silence from senior royals continues, and the public is left with two competing realities. One, built on personal testimony and public interviews. The other, built on internal accounts that are only now beginning to surface. The real question is now just who is right. What happens if the full record is ever made public? Because of that, this won't just be another royal controversy. It will be a public rewriting of one of the most commercial successful narratives of the modern era. So now I want to hear from you. Do you believe this insider's account changed the way the story should be viewed? Or do you still believe there's still not enough evidence to challenge the success narrative? And importantly, do you think Prince William will ever take this fight into a courtroom where everything would be tested under oath? Drop your thoughts below, because this story is far from over, and the next chapter could change everything.